Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all the ages. Welcome back to WRL Racing League Tier Number 1. And we're here for the Austrian Grand Prix. It is a sprint round here this evening. It is going to be 4 sessions tonight, so looking forward to it. But let's have a recap of the events of the Singapore Grand Prix last week. It was a Ferrari-dominated race. The gaps say it was close, but it was realistically Ferrari dominated 1-2 all race long, with Left 4 Dead winning, Ryan Cox in P2. Then we've got Fins in P3 from absolutely nowhere, by the way. The RBs 4 and 5. Then we've got a Biss P6, Manor P7, Domi P8, Truex Gamer P9, one of his best results of the season, and Sammy in P10, with Benno getting P11. Some solid points for Mercedes. Chandler P12, one of his worst performances of the season. And then we've got Mash Jr. in P13. Then we've got Dean Evans, a Ferrari Pro, ZK, and Sniper. What does that mean for the championship? Well, it means this is it, really. It's a 118-point gap between Lefty and Potato. Lefty can't win the title tonight, but he can win it next week. So, yeah, Potato needs to pull out all the stops here this evening. Campbell Adams still in P3, has a race in a couple of rounds, so he's certainly out of it. Abyss P4, Oxchile P5, Viper P6, with Fins P7, Mirror P8. Chandler, after that shocking performance last week, drops down to P9, with Rilo in P10. Ryan Cox P11, and the rest of the point score is all the way down to 25, with Accelerator on 11. What does that mean for the constructors? Well, it's 103 points, so Ferrari can't win the Constructors' title tonight. That will be further on the season, with RB in second. The Kick Salvers up into P3. They've got a 70-point gap over the Alpine, so the Sauber boys looking very, very comfortable in that P3, with Red Bull P5, Aston P6, Williams P7, McLaren P8, Haas P9, and Mercedes, with their strong performance last week, still in P10, and 26 points off Haas, so Mercedes will need another strong showing here this evening. So it is a sprint round here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. More points up for grabs, 46 for both wins and the fastest lap point. Let's move on to the main screen. And welcome everybody to the main screen, as Kolke is on a flying lap here. Viper puts in the first time with a 3.8 on those mediums. As you can see, that's the tyres people are on. Chandler P2. Corky was originally supposed to be in the Aston. He's now in the McLaren. I don't know if that means if you score points, they'll go to the Aston team or not. That's something the admins will have to decide about that, because it was a late change from Corky in going into the McLaren seat and not the Aston. So whoever the Aston team principal is, it's not looking too flashy. As Mash Jr. P4, Truex gave a P3, setting their benchmark times here on the medium tyres. Ryan Cox and Abyss yet to come on out on those soft tyres, as Corky goes up into P2. Viper still with a 3.8 there. Looks like he's coming in. Reedy about to cross the line here. Said his first time run. P4, a 4.6. So it is a banker for the sprint race. We've got to remember, I think the sprint race is only 10 laps or so. Chandler is on a run here, getting the slipstream. So, by the way, you know how we've always had to do restart chat to fix up the settings? Well, tonight we're going straight through. So we're going through qualifying, sprint race, qualifying, feature race. So there is no restart here this evening. But Chandler here getting a slipstream all the way up to turn 3. Turn 4, he'll get one as well from the McLaren of Hado. So I'm not sure this is smart from Chandler's perspective here, because he's got to do his soft tyre run as well. And a couple of drivers have done 2 laps on him, as Lefty's doing another run here. And Viper going on to the soft spot. We're right at the end of Chandler's lap time here. And it's only 2.5 tenth gain for Chandler. Haydo up into P5. Reedy is on a run. He's 2 tenths down in the first sector, and he's backed off on none ERS. Benno, what sort of lap time is that, chaps? As Manride goes up to the top with a 3.7 on the mediums. That is interesting. It looks like Manride's come to race here this evening, chat. As Benno here. P7, but Sammy 278 P3. A 1039. Nope, that's not bad. That is not bad here, chat. There's really, he's completed another run here. I think he's just trying to get the feel for the car. Maybe do some setup tweaks, perhaps. Jono is on a run. Bess is out there on the mediums. 5 minutes to go here. And Coxie, Finns, Martin, Oxchillo have yet to set a lap time in this sprint quali session here. Abyss is right there. Where is Jono? Jono's right there. So Abyss will be the next car to set a competitive lap time. 44.8 in the first 2 sectors, which is on par, I would suggest, maybe. As Abyss is throwing his Red Bull around here. P7, a 4.3, 6 tenths off. Someone improved. I think it was Beveridge. It was Dale Beveridge. He might need a beverage after that lap time there. P7 is ahead of Abyss. Reedy down in P11. He's just doing laps at the moment. Jono has invalidated, so he won't be improving. Chandler might be coming back into the pits. Same with Haydo. So there we go, chat. Under 4 minutes to go in this sprint quali session. Oh yeah, the gaps to lead. We'll get rid of the tyres for the chat. That's the gaps. I mean, a second covering the 12-time runners here, so it's not bad. And most of the grid have not done their soft tyre run yet. Jono is invalidated, so he might just pit this lap, put on the softs, and just go again. Reedy, he's going for another run. He is going for another run here. And so Reedy is the only car out on track at the moment. So fair play. Reedy really should have enough time to get back into the pits, get onto the softs, and do a quick lap here as the Merc boys are coming out here. So have the Merc boys gone too early? Or are they going to do at least 2 runs here? And look, yep, here comes the rest of the grid. Here comes the rest of the grid here. They're all coming out here. Semi will be the first car to set that time. Reedy's still staying out. Reedy's still P11. And the rest of the grid should be coming out here. Under 2 minutes to go here. And so, chat, we're going to run on board with Sammy here. 278. Currently P3. Couple of tenths off Manride's time for provisional pole position here. So, enjoy the sights and sounds of Austria with the Mercedes of Sammy 278. Actually, no, we won't. He's not going. Neither is... Okay, they're not going, alright. So we won't be doing that, chat. Yeah, they're not even pushing here. But what about Coxie here? He will be doing a lap, so we'll do it with the Ferrari lap. And there we go. There we go, chat. It is Manrod provisional pole. Coxie can't do another run. The best down in the P5. Haydo P13. He can't improve. Oxcello does not set a lap time. What about Bevo? P10 for Bevo here. Mass Jr. and Chandler are right near each other. Oh, Chandler! Chandler. Oh dear. And now it's down between the two Merc boys and Better up into P11. That is huge for them. That means Haydo gets the coveted drunk driver award here. As Reedy should get it because he got disqualified. You know what, chat? Reedy's going to get it. He put in a lap time. So and he got himself disqualified. So there we go, chat. There we go. That is the sprint quali done. I mean, semi P10 on those mediums. That's not bad. That is not bad. So Reedy gets the coveted drunk driver award. He put in a lap time. So Haydo gets off scot-free there. As the letter P has followed, as I got the screenshot. So Reedy wins the coveted drunk driver award here this evening. Congratulations. Congratulations, Reedy. Well done. And now we move on to the sprint race. I think it's 10 laps here at Austria. It could be 12, I'm not sure. But welcome to the grid here. Why is that they got DQ? Last the first, yep. Yep, he got disqualified on the entrance of the pit lane. Lefty washed. Yeah, exactly. But here we are, chat. Here we are. Reedy cannot win the title tonight, but the first point he can win it is next week if he scores enough points here this evening, which he should. But we're just gonna have to wait and see what the others will do here. But we've got laps here first up in this sprint race. We're just waiting for the drivers to set their race strategies, which shouldn't be anything. And so here we go. It is 5 red lights and we are underway for the Austrian sprint race. It's all medium tyres, one would suspect. It is. So, as Manro leads the way, Potato P2, Viper P3, Coxie in P4 needs to help out his teammate here a little bit. Let's have a look towards the back end here as Reedy's making some moves here. As the McLaren of Haydo gets all bent out of shape here, but Reedy up into P16. P15 already. Let's move up the field here. As Abyss getting attacked by Corgi here. Jono in P5. As Abyss sends one down on the inside of Corgi in the McLaren, which realistically should be the Aston. That's a discussion for another time here. As Coxie and Fireback going side by side here. You don't want to lose DRS early on here. It is 12 laps in this sprint race here, ladies and gentlemen. Jono in the Alpine here. He's looking very, very racy here, as well as Chandler and Sammy are going at it like last night's pizzas. Chandler makes the move on to Sammy here, as the opening lap has done, as Beno's up at the P8 and a second behind Martin. So that is huge for Martin's races. Beno won't have DRS. But Beno and Fins, they got to get past Beno here, ASAP here, as Potato takes the lead heading into turn number 3. And this is good start. This is good news for Potato. He's got to claw back some points. The gap is 118 points between Reedy and Potato. So any points gained in this sprint race is absolute gold. Even though first gets you 10 points, it's still an extra 10 points Reedy won't get here. As Oxchilla's already up into the points in the Red Bull. Fair play, fair play. And Corky down into P11. He was fighting with Abyss a lap or so ago here, and he's down into P11. Oh, Bevo's been spun. Bevo has been spun here. Oh dear. Oh, it's not good news for the Williams team, as Corky back up into P10 here. And Oxchillo does not have DRS. He does not have DRS on Fincy, so I wonder if there was an incident between the Oxman and Bevo. Safety cars can come out in sprint races, but it's a rarity that it does here. As Manwright retakes the lead here. And with Reedy still in P11, not even in the points yet, this is still good news for Potato. So even if Reedy finished up P10, you only pick up a point. But as I said, any points gained on Reedy is gold for Potato here. And Cox is still stuck in P4. He cannot make any moves yet. It's just this train is what's killing Coxie at the moment here. As Bevo's into the pits, that's probably going to be a retirement. As I said, there it is. There's a retirement. And something happened with Fenty, but Coxie is getting pressured by Abyss here. Oh, Jono's he's gone for it. He's still on the outside here of Abyss. They're going side by side here in this middle sector into the double left-handers here. Big lock-up from the Alpine, but Abyss around the outside. What a move. What a move from Abyss here. And stays in P5. That is huge for Abyss's race here. But now, can he go back to attacking Ryan Cox here for that P4 spot here? Or can Coxie make a move onto Viper? He's very, very close, but no, just doesn't want to throw up on the inside here. It's still too early here. Haven't hit half race distance yet, and Chandler's pulled away from Jules. So Chandler, can he get back into those points there? As oh, Potato, something's gone up with Potato, but no, Potato stays in P2. Here comes Potato. Will he send one on the inside here? Turn 4. No, he hangs back by Coxie. Down the inside. He's up into P3. And the Abyss is right here as well. But Coxie up into P3. But the RBs are still second and fourth here. Reedy's finally into the points here, up into P10. But Jono was thinking of a move, and I think he's done it. Oh my word, what a move from Jono! In the Alpine. The Alpines have come to play here. Where's the Mrs. theme when you need it? On that Jono overtake. What a move. And Potato still just hanging back here. There's still 7 laps to go here. And Abyss and Martin are going at it. Coxie made a mistake. Viper's ghosted again. But yeah, here comes Potato. He retakes the lead here. And Abyss is getting all bunched up here. Martin here. He's looking for a move. Corky back up into the points as well. Reedy still in that P10 mark there. And Chandler, he's starting to struggle here. He's starting to struggle. Maybe tire temps are just not right. I'm not entirely too sure, but Coxie here. Nothing doing there, man. Right? He thought about it, but no. 6 to go. We've done 6. We got 6 to go. And Coxie overtakes Potato. Potato down into P3 here. There's some issues at the back here, and I think that's with Viper. It is with Viper. Oh dear, it's not. That's not good news. As Reedy's up into P6 here. It's gone from bad to worse for Potato. Oh my days. Hayday gets a penalty. He's done in 17th though. But we got this battle for Martin and Reedy here. Oh, they locked on. Oh my word, there's some front wing going on there. Finns is making some moves here. Finns down the inside. There's some issues going off there. And I think Martin collected somebody perhaps. No, Corky gets a penalty. But Reedy up into P6. Reedy up into P6, starting last. And Coxie now takes the lead, but Potato up into P2 as Man Race hangs on to P3. Jackie boy, how we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing, lad? And look, yeah, Reedy down into P7. Ox up into P6 here. And look, Chandler down in the 13th. The points go up to P10 here. Voice isn't sounding too great tonight, but cheers, lad. How we do? I miss seeing you in the chat as well too, Jackie boy. Oxio is so close yet so far to getting into that DRS. At the moment it's just not working out. Oh, excuse me. 3 wide into turn number 3 there, by the way, chat. And really is within DRS, but does not have DRS. So the train has been reformed once again, and Semi he's lost out on some DRS. But the all-important batteries is what's killing most of the people here. Is Jono looking very, very racy here. He's done a couple of races already here in Wallaby, and he's been impressive. But tonight, he's just on one here. Sure that the DRS train is helping him out here, but this might be one of the Alpine's better results of the season. I'm not sure what their best result is. I might have to go through the archives with that. As Coxie takes the lead here. Benno gets a pen, and Mash Jr. also gets a penalty as Chandler makes a move. head up into turn number 3 here, and he's over a second behind Semi. Semi still just on his own, not making any moves here, as Reedy is now ever so close, and from what looked like a dream start for Potato, has now evidently, it's only going to be only a couple of points gained. So, I mean, I did say any points gained is gold, but if it's only like 1 or 2 in this sprint race, it's like, well, you know, when compared to a 118 point gap already, as Semi gets a pen, he's done in P11. 2 laps to go in this sprint race, and this has just flown by here, chat. We've got to remember, we've got an 18-minute quali session to get through and a 36-lap race here at Austria as well. And these 12 laps have flown by here. Only the one controversial moment involving Beveridge, who retired in the pits, which was fair enough here. Oh my word, the beast has absolutely sent one at turn 4 here. My beast wants this podium. And also, chat, I will be doing the in-game top 3, not the feature race top 3. As you know, with sprint rounds, I do the in-game top 3. So whoever the top 3 is over the weekend, I will be doing the interviews with, as per usual, chat. Just for those who are new here, if you are new here, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you have a fantastic Wednesday wherever you may be in the world. But we are on the final lap here as Abyss absolutely barges his way through here. Reedy's down in the P8. I've just noticed that. Apologies there, chat. But Abyss up in the P3 here. And Potato hangs on here. Oxchillo looking for some last minute moves here for P4. Has he got, they're still going side by side. He's got the inside line, does Menrai. They're still going side by side. Oh, man, here goes Menrai. Menrai is off into the fence. He's, yep, there we go. We caught that on stream. I think Menrai just lost control of the car. But ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a Potato 101 sprint race win here at Austria, and that is a welcome start for his championship comeback here. Coxie P2, Abyss P3, Oxchillo P4, good points for the Bulls. Jono P5, Finns P6, Reedy, who was up there in, 5th or 4th there at one point, down in the P7, and Viper in P8. I'm not sure who got P9, P10, but what an ending. Controversial at the end there, chat. John of the day goes to the Oxman. And isn't he chuffed about that? Isn't he chuffed about that? It's cocky. Oh, Chandler gets a point for the Sauber team. So we gotta remember, points do go up to P10 for sprint race. Oxchillo might get a penalty. He might not. We don't know. But there is the race or sprint race results for Reedy. Hopefully we get the main race as well. So Potato, Coxie, and Abyss is the top 3 thus far. We can't work out the maths. Well, I can't work out the maths that quickly. If the game decided to, you know, absolutely bin off the race results. Excuse me. All right. So, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to feature qualifying here. 18 minutes of these action-packed racing. So we got a half an hour quali session. There was 12 minutes for the sprint quali, 18 minutes for the feature quali, and then 48 laps. It's gonna be a whirlwind here. Let me check something. check. I just need to have a look at something. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Alright, we are back, chat. We are back. And Bevo's the first one out on... Oh, my word. Voice crack. Hang on, chat. Alright, we are back. Once again, apologies, chat. My voice absolutely gone after, what? A 12-lap race. Well done. Absolutely CNT tonight, chat. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so Bevo and Chandler are the only two out on track here. People are just waiting for the track to ramp up a little bit. One of the McLarens is coming out. Now, I did mention this earlier. Corky was meant to be in the Aston, but he changed to McLaren just as we were about to go in. And he did score points, so I don't know if they will carry over to the Aston team or if they'll stay with McLaren. I'm not entirely sure what that's going to be like, but yeah. Or if it'll just be DSQ'd, I don't know, chat. I could not tell you. I know what I would do, but again, it is not up to me. It is not up to me, chat. You know, if like Sector 3 or just Chandler getting last minute temperatures in as Bevo. Hopefully he's had a beverage. 44.4. It's not too bad. We'll have a look at what his first competitive lap time is. Then we'll have a look right on board with Chandler. Opens up DRS and across the line. It's a 4.1. 4.1. Near enough to a 3. I think Bevo can get a 3 here. I think he can get a 3 here. Chandler, who somehow got a point in that sprint race. He was nowhere in the backfield here. That might have given him a little bit of confidence that he can score some points when it matters here. The Alpines, they scored some hefty points as well here. They do have a 70-point gap to the Alpines, to the Sauber boys, but being a 2-on-1 here this evening, Chandler does need some help here. As Chandler, he goes up into P2, 4.5. So he's slower than Bevo here, which is interesting to say the least here. Martin is on a run here. No one using the slipstream till facts yet. I think they're all waiting to the very end here. I think that's what's going to happen, chat. People might leave early just to not get caught up with that train. And Hato, P3. And Martin, he must have invalidated 5.8, so he would have been P4 anyway. Viper and Mash Jr. out on track. Where is Viper? There is Viper. There is Mash. Is Chandler on a run here? No, he is not. So Mash Jr., let's ride on board with the Haas, man. Around this track. Well, there we go. I didn't realise until later on that he wasn't on a lap. But Viper goes to the top. Chandler is doing another run here, but he's invalidated once again. Churros Gamer. Probably, I think he's done every race has Churros here for Haas, so, I mean, fair play. Fair play. I think in one of the races where he was like so far last that it wasn't until like a lady safety car came out, but helped him out, and he scored like somewhere in the top 10, like big points for Haas at one point during the season. So, I mean, he's doing his absolute best for Haas here this season thus far here. And, yeah. And it looks like Trills will be the only car. Oh, there's some cars out on track there, but none of them doing laps here. So, Churros. P4, a 104.6. A 104.6 there. As Hato is doing his time on mids. Is any... Well, Mash Jr. and Finns are out there on the mediums. And here we go, the two bulls working together here. And that's probably invalidation. It was invalidation. Oh my word, don't hit each other, lads. You don't want to get a 5-place grid penalty. The two Merc boys are also helping out each other, but the two bulls here, this is the one that we're watching here. Especially with the beast, we know what Oxcello's going to do here. Colkey back out on track here, but this is the one at 44.2. I mean, Bevo did a 44.4, so is it really helping Abyss here? Or did it just hinder him? Or is Oxcello's into the pits? Well, I mean, well, there we go. He did a 3.3. A low 3 did Abyssy, so it did help, but that middle sector must have cost him a little bit. As Bevo is on a run here. The two Merc boys are about to cross the line. Semi's P2. Okay, Semi's P3. Beto's P4. And Finn's is up into P2. Oh, can this be the start of a Williams renaissance here this evening? Can Bevo get into the threes here? Oh, so close! He is so close, is Bevo. If only he had some slipstream to help him out here. I mean, Finn's done his time on the medium tyres, so imagine what he could do on the softs. Colkey out on track here. In the McLaren. .44.3, so he's a 10th off Abyss, a 10th quicker than Benno. Beveridge, sorry. Oh, that was so close to validation. And it's P4, 3.8. Still half a second off Abyss here. And we're going to remember the likes of Reedy, Ryan Cox, Manroy have set lap times. Potato as well. And they're all out on track here, and Coxie is leading that trio of cars once again. There's a Haas car of Mash Jr. just up ahead. If Ryan Cox can catch up, he might get some slipstream from the Haas, but he's not going to. Reedy's yet to come one out here. Jono is on an out lap. Martin is on a lap here. 16-1 first sector. I think you want to be in the 15s. .44.6 middle sector. That is not good. He's saying it's purple, probably due to Charles's lap time, perhaps. Oh my word! You're throwing that Alpine like no tomorrow. P8. It's not looking flashy here. We got the big three here. Potato. He clawed back some points in that sprint race. Got still what, over 110 points here. What can Potato do here? P2. It is P2 with Coxie and Manwright invalidated. Coxie's got a dis in next lap. Manwright does not. Wow. I mean, I tell you what, GG's to Abyss here. I mean, it is close between Abyss and Potato, but maybe Abyss just had that much of a extra battery, perhaps. Not entirely too sure. Mass Junior up into P4, by the way. Under 4/10. Jono P3. I mean, I said it once, I'll say it again. Jono is absolutely on it here this evening. In that Alpine. Hado P11. And these two yet to set lap times here. Coxie and Manro, they will all pit. Finch is out there on the soft compound tyres, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take an onboard lap with the Willies of Finns. So close. So close, Finns. It would have been 3-5. And we're being still a couple of tenths off Abyss there. But Abyss and Oxchillo are out on track here. Looks like the Oxman got a this and next lap invalidation he does. And so Abyss is on another run here. 3 minutes and change to go here. Bevo's back out on track. Let's have a look at Abyss's first sector. He is up in the first sector, 15.8. 15.8 is the first sector so far, is the time to beat. But middle sector is where it's going to be here. .43.9 middle sector. Oh, he's invalidated. He has invalidated. Oh my word. Oh, this would have been the lap of the gods had he not invalidate. It was uber close, and now cars are coming out left, right, and center here. Bevo is on a lap here. potentially a 2. A 0.2. Oh, Bevo. Yeah, this lap's a write-off for Bevo. Finn's yet to come on out here. Abyss. Oh, hopefully they'll have enough time there. Reedy's yet to come on out here. And the Merc boys they're underway here. No, they're not. No, they are not. And I think Abyss is coming back out here. He is. Man-wise out there. But Mash Jr., he's invalidated as well. He's anybody on that, but... Okay, here we go. Bevo's got some slipstream here. Schiller has retired from the session. Someone has gone off. It's one of the Haas boys. I'm not sure which, but they're out off. He's getting a long-range slipstream here. He is 15.9. This is a good start, but again, turn 3 is not good. Manwise done. Hato, he's done as well. Let's have a look at Bevo's middle sector here. Oh dear, it's not looking crash shot here. It's got to be the absolute final sectors of all final sectors of Bevo. Reedy and Coxie, well, Reedy's finished. Manwright and Oxhillo have not put in lap times. Coxie's on top with Potato P2. Bevo P11, he cannot get into the 3s that we thought he could. Viper's P4. Where's Abyss? There is Abyss, and without that toe, it's not working. Martin's into the pits. He's in the pits here. Chandler is on a run here. And I think that was Finn's there as well. Oh, it's P4. P4 for Finn. It's P2 for Chandler. What about Abyss? It's not looking crash shot. Oh, he's gone for a spin. He tried to make up all that time. But it's P3 for Abyss. It's Ryan Cox on pole. Potato P2, the man fighting in that championship. And Reedy's all the way down the back here. And so here we go. I mean, the top 3, top 4 even, all under a 10th. Viper's is under 2 tenths. Jono, Colkey, Chandler down in P12. And George Gamer gets the coveted Drunk Driver Award here this evening, a 104.6. I mean, he's only just gotten it, so... I mean, fair play. So, Reedy and Charles are tonight's winners of the coveted Drunk Driver Award here this evening. So, congratulations to those two. And don't worry, chat, I have been counting on who's been winning it so far this season. And at the moment, there seems to be one winner. I won't announce it who it is, but with the amount of races we've got left, it's... Probably in the bag for that person. But welcome to race day here at the Austrian Grand Prix. It has been an absolute whirlwind of a round here thus far. T4, T3, there was some action there. T2 had some spicy moments as well, apparently. And now with T1, controversial moment at the end of the sprint race here. As we get ready for 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. And the biscuits of the line very, very well. Easy going to make the move into turn number 1. Round the outside, there's some contact between Potato and Abyss. He's gone bye-byes. It's good night, Sweet Prince, as Viper's up in the P4. Abyss and Potato still going out with the Mercedes boys down the inside. Big lock-up scene. Doesn't crash into anybody. I think that was Sammy. It was Sammy. But Coxie's already got a second gap out here. We'll bring up all the stuff here. There is the tyres. It's all mediums. Nobody's gone for an offset there. But Viper and John are still going out. Abyss and Potato are right there as well. But these two are trying to hang on for dear life as Potato's under the 1 second multi for the DRS. On the run, the turn 3 here. Will it happen? It will happen. But Potato does not have any battery to play with here. But Jono, here comes Jono. No, nothing doing there. But we have a look down the field as Reedy, who started at the back with Man Right, is up in the 13th. Oxhill and Hayner swapping positions. Martin's had a shocker. Chores Gamer did not get off the line very well. Chandler and Sammy are still going at it as well. There's some contact with the Willies between Chandler and Dale Bevo here. As Sammy, who was up there in qualifying, is dropped down to P12. In fact, his teammate is the one ahead of him, so that is interesting. As Fins, he's put the pressure on the Viper. He may be trying to get him to hurry up here and overtake Abyss here. And Jono's actually up in the P3. Apologies that we missed that. Jono, fastest lap. He's got some pace. I mean, Austria is probably one of the easiest tracks to do, you know. But, my word, Jono is absolutely on it here this evening. Fins and Viper going at it as well. Corky's right there. Viper gets back ahead of Fins in Abyss. He's struggling. There's some yellow flags. It's Oxchillo. He's had a moment on the exit of turn 3. As Fins and Corky are still going at it. Lap 3 out of 36. And so much action is already happening here. It's going to be tough to find out some highlights here. May as well just put the whole stream on TikTok. 29 people are watching the stream. Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you're having a fantastic Wednesday evening. As Jono here, putting the pressure onto Potato here. Potato's got some battery, but Coxie's got some battery. Same with Jono. And it looks like Jono's going to make the move here. Jono takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Oh my word, the fans are absolutely going wild here. It will be tough for Jono to break away from this slide here, but my word, if this was any other track, and Viper and Abyss here, we'll go back to that conversation in just a few moments here. They're still going side by side here. Awesome contact between Viper and Abyss here. And they've settled down just a tad here. But we're coming up to another DRS zone. Well, the next two straights are DRS zones. Is he going to make the move into it? No. I mean, why would you? Oh, he's gone wide. Viper has gone wide. Let's have a look down the further field here. Is Reedy here. He's in the points. Points got up to P15 in Wallaby here. And he's up into P11 already. Matt Studer and Bevo going side by side here. Holding up really a treat here. Which A is helping Potato as Matt Studer goes very deep but stays ahead. Oh, there goes Bevo! There he goes into the fence. Oh, we saw something in the sprint race with Man Rai. But sort of in the same area, but that was on the final lap, and no safety car has come on out here. Not even a VSC. But Bevo in. I think he should keep racing. He should keep racing because it is Austria. Safety cars do happen. As Reedy's up into P9 here. Benno P8 here. We saw Benno last week at Singapore. He was up there, but the race pace was just not there. It was good at the start. There's some yellow flags. It's Man Rai again, having some issues with that Aston. Oh, Biss gets a penalty. And that's another thing to do. Penalties are going to be a thing here. It is very, very easy to cut here at Austria. Especially at the final two corners there and at the double left-right corners in the middle sector. Reedy, fast lap of 5.6. We might see Abyss start... Oh, excuse me. Sorry, chat. We might see Abyss start making some moves here. Now that he's got that penalty. Here comes Viper though. And yeah, no, nothing doing thus far here for Viper, but he's still putting the pressure on Abyss here. I mean, Corky's putting the pressure on Fins as well, so read into that. Wait, so there's some more yellow flags. Oh, it's Man Rai again at the same spot as Bevo. Does he have damage? He does have damage. And yep, there's the retirement. There is the retirement. All fans. See, this is what happens, chat. If you don't put in a good lap time, especially if you know that you're quick, you get caught up in incidences that you normally don't get caught up in. So that's why qualifying is hugely important on this game. Potato P2. Reedy's back up into P7. He's absolutely flying. He's Reedy here. Oh dear! Oh, Viper's had a moment. Corky. He tried to take advantage of it, but Viper's had a moment. With I think that might have been with the Abyss. All fans. Reedy here. He started from the back. He's now behind probably one of the main drivers. I would guess here. He's gotten through the rest of the pack quite easily, but really he is now behind Fens, and we've seen these two battle a lot over the past couple of seasons. He haters into the pits. Mash and Semi swapping positions. Potato leads here. If the race would end like this would be fantastic for Potato. I mean, Reedy will still get P5 due to Abyss's pen. But if Potato gets a win here, everything will be coming out Millhouse for Potato. And right now, we still got 26 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Benno's doing very well just to hang on to the DRS here. He can't lose it. So we're going to get some screen time to Benno here, because quite frankly, he does deserve it. Bever gets a pen. Oh, Viper! Oh, yellow flag sector 3. I think that was Bevo once again. It was Benno. He's got to save up some battery here. And the Mercedes boys are 9th and 10th. The Haas boys are 12th and 14th. We did see, we know the Haas boy, the Haas team is 26 points ahead of the Mercedes boys. Mercedes boys scored some big points last week at Singapore, while the Haas boys didn't really score any. I mean, I think it was only like 2 or 3 points. It's really up into P4 already. So he got ahead of Finn. He's battling with Abyss here. And Abyss does stay ahead here. But getting back to this conversation here, but Benno's he's got to stay within that 1 second mold for that DRS. The DRS is so important, especially at a track like this. Oh, there's cars coming in. There's cars coming in. And this is for the undercut here. It is Ryan Cox and Potato. Mouse Jr. is also coming in. He's trying to catch up to Benno. There's yellow flags. Caution. Sector 3. I think that's Churros. It is Churros. Is that going to cause a safety car? No, it won't. He's got going. But oh dear. And Benno does not have DRS. Could this be the opportune moment for Benno to pit here? Oh my god. Viper and Corky again, they're still going at it. Benno is 3 seconds ahead of Chandler. But if I'm Benno, maybe I pit for an undercut here. Maybe try cover off Ryan Cox and Potato here. And also you got to cover off Mash Jr. Jono's got a penalty. I think if you're Benno, you pit. Jono and Corky are pitting. Benno's staying out. Yeah, these guys are pitting. Chandler and Sammy, they're pitting. And I think Mass Jr. might get Benno here. I think that's the wrong call for Benno. Well, yes, you still have DRS, but now you've got no battery. I think you got, at least now you got to pit this lap. At least now you have to pit this lap. Reedy and Fins. Reedy takes the lead here. We think they're going on to the hards. Yeah, the hard tyres. Chores and Bevo into the pits. And Bevo has retired in the pits. Yeah. Bevo had to pit now. He just had to. Poor Fins. He probably wanted to pit that lap, but his teammate has stuffed him over here. Benno is coming out now. Where is Mass Jr.? There he is. And there is Benno coming out of the pits now. And he's ahead of Mash. That is huge. But Benno's 3.5 seconds behind Corky here. It's one way to heat up the tyres. And Potato and Coxie here swapping positions. Jono's lost a second and a bit here to Potato and Coxie. Corky's right there as well. But these guys, they have to pit. But the two behind, they have pitted. So Fins and Reedy have stayed out. So they're going long. Potential of a safety car, perhaps. Oxchillo stays out for an extra lap here. Corky's ahead of Abyss and Viper. Hado's getting another time penalty. Mass Jr. has closed up the gap to Viper though. So that is good news for them. Because don't forget, Jono and Abyss do have pens. So if they want to move up the order, they've got to be in that fight there. As Benno will have DRS. And yeah, the front two are now pitting. And Oxchillo, he might be staying out here. He is staying out. The bold call from the Oxman here. 20 laps to go. At worst, he's got to do 19 on the hard tyres here. And Benno comes out behind Reedy. So Reedy up into P10. Haydo's got a DNF here in the pits. And oh dear. McLaren, what has happened? What has happened there, chat? Reedy, 1.5 seconds behind Fins here. I think Reedy should be able to catch up to Fins because Abyss and Viper are right there. Corky is still hounding Jono. Oxchillo staying out for another lap. $19 laps to go. We've hit half race distance, of course. And it looks like Cheddar might be a little bit more comfortable on the hard tyres here, so he's still keeping up with Reedy, so I mean that is a big plus for Chandler there. But Viper and Fins, they're battling it out. Still going side by side. They're trying to bring in Reedy here. Everybody except for Oxchillo is on the hard compound tyres. Speaking of the Oxman, he is staying out for another lap here. 18 laps to go now. So we've done 18 to go here. Every car is on the hard compound except for the Oxman, and Reedy still does not have DRS. So there we go. There we go. Pit stops have relatively just happened. So there we go. Not much of an offset, but 1 or 2 laps between cars realistically. Oxchillo will probably have the better tyre wear at the end. It is getting cloudy though, chat. I don't know if we're going to get any weather here. I'll be surprised if we do. Chandler gets a time penalty. He gets a time penalty. He's down in P10, nearly outside of a second. Jono, fastest lap. He has got some pace in that Alpine here, and he's looking for a move onto the Oxman here. This is, well, I mean, it is for P3, but we've got to remember Oxchillo is yet to pit. Mash Jr. gets a time penalty. And Abyss does get ahead of Viper. Reedy does get DRS here. He does get DRS, and they've dropped Chandler, Mash, Bano, and Sammy. So Bano, who was up there like in P8, P7, is down in the P12. Fins and Viper, they're still going at it. Can Abyss just try and pull away? Yellow flag, sector 2. That might be an Alpine. It is an Alpine of Martin. No safety car as of yet. And Corky is ahead here, and there he goes. Oxchillo is now coming into the pits here. It is hard, and it'll be going to the end. Of course, but he'll have the freshest tyres out of everybody. Viper and Abyss are going at it. Beno's ahead of Chandler in that P9 roll here. So Reedy's on 4-lap old hard. Same with Fins. Martin has retired into the pits. All 4 retirements have been done into the pits, chat. So, there we go. There we go. No safety car as of yet. But this top 4, I mean, Jono with that pen, he's going to be ruining the day that he got that penalty. Sammy gets a penalty. This is helping out Chandler here in that P10 and keeping that P10 spot here. Everybody's guaranteed at least 2 points here now, because that's what 14th gets you. And Jono takes the lead here, but he just cannot break the DRS here of that quartet there. Speaking of quartets here, Viper, Fins, Reedy, and Abyss. Abyss currently last with that penalty. But I mean, he could send it in, try and get it removed, but I don't know if he will or not. Beno here. Tell you what, if there is a late race safety car, I mean, the likes of Beno and Troy's game at Oxchillo as well, they can move up the order here a bit here, with Jono getting a penalty as well. It is only 3 seconds. So yeah, that's the pen situation. 3 seconds for Jono, Bess, Sammy, Chandler, and Nash. But we've got 14 laps to go. There is still time for a safety car. Potato leads here. Reedy's down in P7. So, at this point in time, the title fight might be pushed back an extra week at least if Potato scores more than Reedy here this evening. And next week, chat, we've got a real doozy for you. Oh, it's gonna be something next week. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on here. So I mentioned early on at the start of the program that Reedy could win the title next week if he scores enough points here this evening, but at this point in time, it is not happening. Unless Potato DNFs here, I mean, the championship could be turned on its head. But even if Reedy DNFs here now, it could throw the championship wide open still a little bit. Not saying it's back on or anything, but the door stays ajar just a little bit if Reedy was to DNF, which I don't think he will. It's going to take something spectacular for him to DNF. Blue Jew 13, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Wallaby. Having a fantastic Wednesday wherever you may be in the world. And welcome. But yeah, 12 to go here, chat. Still time for a safety car. Not that I'm hoping for one, but it could certainly throw a spanner into the works. Yeah, Bess is ahead of Reedy here. Fins and Viper still going side by side. Chandler gets ahead of Sammy and Benno. Sammy down into P12. Oxchillo's not setting the world of light here. Fastest lap, it's still with Jono. Oxchillo was the last of the pit runners here. And just, he hasn't set the fastest lap yet. Maybe just doesn't want to use the tyres too much, just in case. He's probably banking on a safety car to help him out here. Reedy's getting ever so close to getting to that DRS as well, by the way. I think he did nab it. He absolutely threw that Ferrari into the second last corner there, as you saw, and nabbed that DRS. And now Reedy's now involved in this train as well. It's Abyss, Viper and Fins, but Abyss is struggling. He's got no battery. He might have to let Viper and Fins go here. Oh, Oxillo gets a pen. This is coming up Millhouse for Chandler at the moment here. John and Ryan Cox are swapping positions. Corky's right there. It is for a net podium for Corky, so can Corky, I think this might be Corky's first podium if he was to get up there. We're going to have 10 laps to go. 10 to go here. This train is going from P1 to P8 here. Couple of drivers do have 3-second pans. Benno back up at the P9 by 6.5 seconds behind Fins. So that might not worry him too much here. I tell you, Abyss is struggling with battery usage here. As Corky's making a move onto Ryan Cox here. They're going side by side here. They're both using the battery. Oh, he's been boxed in. He's been boxed in, has Corky here. And Reedy's up at the P4. Corky just he just gave him the position realistically. Should have just stayed on the inside line. He would have had the better momentum coming off turn 4 there. But Reedy's up at the P4. And with Jono's pedaling, that is a net P3, and that is not what Potato wanted. But again, any points gained is gold for Potato. He won the sprint race. Reedy got P7. So at the moment, Reedy's gained 6 points, so the gap is 112. But if Potato were to win and Reedy finishes P3, it's an extra 12 points gained, so be a net gain of 18 points. If he gets the fastest lap, it's a gain of 19 points, which will mean the points will be 99 points. So that's the situation Potato is in. As Reedy overtook it, apologies that I missed that. I do apologise, but luckily it was might have been caught on stream here. But Reedy up at a P2, Potato P3. This is not what Potato wanted. And we're coming to the dying end of this race here, and still yet no safety car. Reedy takes the lead of the race. I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know if he watches the stream and I'm sprouting out the nonsense I just sprouted. But man, oh man. It's going to be interesting to see what the points will be like after the race here, because we don't know if there's going to be any post-race pens or anything like that as well. So at this point in time, right now, Reedy might still extend his gap over Potato, but only by a couple of points, maybe. Fastest lap point, it's still with Jono, and Ox Chiller still hasn't done it yet. Corky gets a pen here. Well, that's his podium dreams over. Coxie and Potato swapping positions, and well, there we go. I just don't know what to say, chat. I'm trying to hype up the rest of the season, but right now it looks like another Reedy win, unless something happens in this final 6 and a bit laps here, or 6 laps to go here. There is still time for a safety car, and we all know what happens in late race safety cars here in Wallaby in Tier 1 if one was to produce. So a lot can still happen in this final 6 laps, but a lot might not happen. So that's the situation we are in currently. At the moment, not much is happening. It's just a DRS train to the end, I suppose, here. We're all waiting for that 35-36 here for something to happen here. Chandler up into P9 here. That's for realistically P10, because Benno does not have a penalty. Oh, there's some contact between Benno and Chandler here. 10 seconds between 8th and 9th. I mean, this is what this game has done, chat. I mean, this is just DRS train, ERS train, and it doesn't yet excite. Nothing nothing happens in the middle part. It's always at the start or at the very end that something happens. Very rarely something in the middle happens and a safety car comes out. But it's very rarely. Sammy picks up another pen, so he'll drop down to P13. Which is not good for the Mercedes team here. And their quest to try and overtake Hassi or close the gap on Haas. I mean, they will, but not by much anymore as Benno's up in the P9 here. You know, 4 laps to go here, chat. 4 laps to go. And this is realistically the final lap for a safety car to come on out here. Hopefully the safety car has been turned on, otherwise, oh dear. Questions might have to be asked if it's... Oh, Mash is out. He's retired in the pants. Well, that certainly helps out Mercedes. That certainly helps out Mercedes in their quest trying to close in onto Haas here. Well, Seven will finish in P12. Benno, you would suspect he will finish in P9. And Churros game is into the pits. He's going for the soft tyre run. Fast lap point. I mean, why not? Why not go for the fastest lap point? Three to go here. 3 to go. And Reedy retakes the lead of the race. Fins and Corky swapping out positions here. So there is the pen situation and the gaps to leader there. Oh my word! Well, oh dear. Well, I don't know if that was Abyss or Viper there. I think it might have been Abyss. I'm not 1000% sure. The Yellowback Sector 3. It's just one of my... I think it's true I was letting cars go through there. So, 2 to go here. 2 laps to go. I tell you what, Corky in P8, he might struggle with the last 2 laps here. Could Ox Chile bring this train up there? And the next position will be up for grabs here. 12 seconds though, it is a long way. But here we go, final lap joust here. Ryan Cox is up into P2 here. And it's looking like another Ferrari 1-2, a back-to-back 1-2. Oh, the Williams! The Williams are Finns! Oh dear! Oh, it's not coming up Millhouse for the team known as Williams there. But here we go, final lap to go. It's been a whirlwind of a race here. Reedy, who got disqualified in sprint qualified, started at the back, finishing P7. Reedy starting 16th, is up into P1. And it looks like if Reedy just spins it off here now, which it won't happen, Potato's going to lose ground in the championship once again. Reedy into the final sector. It hasn't been the race for Potato after the sprint race win, but Reedy nearly gets a penalty on the final lap. Imagine he will win the Austrian feature race. It's Ryan Cox P2, Potato P3, Giono P4, Abyss P5, Viper P6, Fins P7, Corky P8. It will be Benno P9 here, which is huge in their context of the championship battle with Haas. This way, yeah, of course. Jonathan goes to Reedy here. But again, more points lost for Potato here. And after gaining 6 points in the sprint race, Potato loses 12. So Reedy extends his gap by another 6 points. So the gap is now 124 points heading into Jeddah next week. That is the next round, chat. Jeddah is the next round. 124 point gap, and I think Reedy can still win the title next week. Just got to do some calculations. So Reedy, Cox, and Potato is the ones that we need. So we'll get the race results here for Reedy to do the championships. But 124 point gap, it's not looking very good here. Lefty, Coxie, I think that's Potato. Alright, we'll just wait for the top 3 to join. What's going on, Jishi? Miss you too, man. Miss you too. So we'll wait for the top 3 to come on in. There is one of the men. We're waiting on the other 2, chat. There's P2. We're just waiting on P1 man, and then we'll kick off the podium celebrations here. And there he is, chat. So, ladies and gentlemen, P3 Potato. Well, you won the sprint. Got P3 in the race here. But P3 overall. Tell us about that race and overall weekend from your perspective.
Yeah, it was not a really fun track for me to drive, but made the best of it, and yeah, GG's to Ryan, GG's to Lefty, and everyone that was involved. It was fun racing, and yeah, it was a good race.
And Jeddah is the next round. What are your thoughts on that track?
Jeddah can be very fun, but also have a lot of terrorism, so we'll see. It'll be just an interesting race. Whoever is on lower wings will win, most likely.
Well, GG's on a well-deserved P3 on the overall weekend. Hopefully see you back on the podium. Next, we'll get a P2 man, Ryan Cox. Well, it's back-to-back P2s. Yeah, finding some late form here for Ferrari as well. Tell us about that race and the overall weekend from your perspective.
What an awful track to drive. Wow. I've always used to really like Austria. It is wank on this game. That was dreadful. That was, yeah, I was so frustrated with that. Just attempting to drive that. That was awful. But the pace was decent. I don't really think there's much more I could have done. And I mean, I can't be unhappy when it's a 1-2 and it's my teammate that's won the race. So that's an awesome result from a team front. Just like demoralizing to drive. That was, I don't know. I feel like there was so much more in that, but I just couldn't drive any quicker, and the car felt awful, and this game feels awful, and I had to drive kind of the back half of the stint carefully as well because I was on 2 warnings as of like lap 10. So yeah, I don't know. It's an awesome result, but I still feel a bit underwhelmed.
And Jeddah next week. What are your thoughts on that track?
I think good. I don't like. I never used to like it, but from the little that I drove on it on this game close to launch, I think I actually quite enjoyed driving it. So, yeah, hopefully that'll be a nice track to drive than this week, and the race will go a little better.
Well, GG's on the waters of Pete to hopefully see you back on the podium next week. We go to the race arena. Reedy, well, after being disqualified in qualifying in the sprint race, finishing P7, not setting a lap time in the feature quali, starting 16th and winning the race. You still gain points on Potato. The gap is 124 points. I mean, what more could you ask for? Tell us about that race and the overall weekend from your perspective.
Yeah, sprint win would have been nice. But no, I just got stuck through the field. Honestly, wanted to have a little bit of fun and pay a little bit of a tribute to Lex, who I'm sure everybody has seen in the announcement. I forgot the gold helmet, so I thought I'd just better start last and drive this race for her. But yeah, I felt like I was testing the setup in sprint quali, and then I wanted to start last, so I sat in the pit, like on the grass in the pit lane out of the way, and just let it disqualify me. And then yeah, the sprint race was just trying to get a handle on the setup, as it was literally my first laps on, apart from qualifying. And then the race, I knew I had a little bit more time and didn't have to rush as much. And then the moment I got on the hards and did the overcut, and just got the offset on the tires, I knew it was going to only be a matter of time before we caught the leading train. And then yeah, when we did, I tried not to hinder Ryan as much as possible, just to get through the pack and help secure a 1-2. But yeah, I think overall it was a good race on what is normally a boring track to start anywhere in the top 5 in. So I'm pretty happy with it.
And Jeddah is next week. Pretty sure you can win the title next week, obviously depending on Potato's results, but it's the first opportune moment for you to win the driver's title. Constructors might be an extra week or two. What are your thoughts on Jeddah next week?
I personally love Jeddah, but last time I was there I ate the wall, so it's a little bit of a, yeah, will be a bit nerve-wracking. I think it's turn 4 or whatever it is every time I turn in.
Yeah, we remember that fondly. But GG's on the well-deserved P1 across the weekend and P1 in the feature race. Hopefully see you back on the podium next week. Well, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We're done for Wallaby Tier 1 action. As I said, Jeddah is next week, and then we're off on a week break due to the Easter long weekend and Anzac Day as well, which, you know, doesn't have too much bearing on us at Wallaby, but, you know, still covers that entire week moving forward. But yeah, Jeddah is the next round. Then we're off on a week break and then come back for the final push to the end. Until then, it is a goodbye.